Let's go over what I made and what I spent in June and what I'm making in July and what I'm budgeting for in July. Little word of caution, I made a pretty large purchase in June, which I feel a little angst about, but I don't regret it because I think it'll be worth it in the long run, but it was pricey. All right, let's get into it. If you're not aware, I use the Quick and Simplify budgeting app platform. I love it. I've tried quite a few. This is my tried and true. This is my absolute favorite. It is linked below. It is an affiliate link. You do not have to use it. You can just go and search it yourself and look at it that way. I think it's fairly inexpensive for what you get. And anyway, I personally love it. Within Quick and Simplify, you have 3 different categories. You have your income and bills category, and then you have your planned spending category, and that's where you break down all of your planned spending, what you're budgeting for the month. So let's first start with income and bills in June. I'm gonna be looking down because I have my computer right here, so that's why. Income in June totaled $13,486. And this is how that broke out. Full-time marketing job I made after 401k, taxes, medical, all of that. I took home $4,331. My first side hustle, where I manage Google Ads for a company, I made $1,750. I make that every single month. My other side hustle, where I manage a social media account for a real estate agent, I made $400. And then for YouTube, I made $7,004.46, which is, I think that's my largest YouTube check to date, which is pretty crazy. This is what my bills broke out to be in June. Dry cleaners, $180. I've gone back to dry cleaning. If you are fairly new to this channel, you might not know, but I was doing dry cleaning for a while. I cut it out because it was a stupid expense, or I thought it was. I even tried the dry cleaning kits at home. What I realized, what was happening is that I was washing all of these clothes, hang drying them, and they were piling up and piling up and piling up, waiting to be starched and ironed. And I loathe ironing. I hate ironing. And so these clothes would just pile up and then become just a mess that I would have to look at for like 2 weeks. And my lovely boyfriend finally went and took a few hours and ironed everything. But I'm like, you know what? I think that this is an expense that's worth it for me. There are certain pieces that I'd rather get dry cleaned, have ready to go, ready to be worn. You may not agree with this. You might think it's a stupid expense. But for me, right now, I am willing to bite that bullet and pay for the dry cleaning. So, long-winded to say, dry cleaning, I paid out $180. We also have a house cleaner come every other week. My boyfriend and I split that. My half is $95, and I pay that every 2 weeks. So that is what, $190 for the house cleaner every month. Rent the Runway. I have been doing Rent the Runway for a long time. I love it. I often in my videos get asked what I'm wearing. 9 times out of 10, it is a Rent the Runway dress. Almost always, it is linked down below. So Rent the Runway cost me $218. It was around $180 something, but I increased my shipment, meaning I added 2 more pieces to what I receive in my monthly shipment because I had a few events I had to go to, and so I tacked those on. My car payment, I put $5,500 towards my car in June. If you're not aware, my actual car payment, what I owe every month, is about $550. But I want to pay this car off as quickly as possible. So I put down $5,500, which brings me to about owing, I think, around $10,000. So I'm getting there. Like, I'm very close, very, very close to being debt-free, which is exciting. Planned spending. So let's break out my planned spending, what I spent in June. Coffee, I spent $69. It's a little on the higher side. This is the thing, is that I keep going back and forth with coffee. This has been a battle since I started this channel. In every single budgeting video, you will notice that I struggle with coffee, and I have gotten it down a lot, significantly. At one point, I was spending around $180 on coffee a month. Now, even $69 compared to months prior is still kind of high for me. But I'm like, you know, like, I don't shop like I used to. I try to be pretty diligent now. Sometimes I just feel like if I want the coffee, I'm just gonna get the coffee. I don't know, I go back and forth, and then sometimes I'm like, you're stupid. Just you know, you don't need to. So a lot of times that I've purchased coffee has been because I forgot to make it the night before. And so I will just get one out in the morning and then I'll get one out in the afternoon. So anyway, coffee, $69. Gas, $228. I did drive one state over once or twice, so that's why it was higher. My gas was much higher in June. Groceries, I spent $576. And personal care was, I purchased SPF for the face and body, and that totaled $57. Pets, I spent $88.78. Restaurants, I spent $145. My boyfriend and I try to go out once a week. We have a date night, and generally we will switch off the times that we have been paying lately, honestly, because he's actually been paying for a lot more because he belongs to a club and we've been going to the beach during the day. And so anytime you order drinks or you order lunch or you order anything, it comes out of his account. So he's been paying for a lot more. But in June, I paid $145. In June, the large expense that I made, I bought a computer. And that cost me $5,200. So I have my work computer for my full-time marketing job. I only use that computer for my full-time marketing job. So anything related to YouTube, anything related to my side jobs, I do not use my work computer. For I want to say about 2 years, my main computer has been my iPad Pro, which has actually been pretty good. If you don't have a big workload, I think an iPad Pro is super travel friendly. It's just really easy to use. The problem that came in is that a lot of the platforms that I'm working within consider the iPad Pro, because it considers it a mobile device. It doesn't consider it a desktop computer. So a lot of the platforms I work in make me use the mobile app, which has limited capabilities, which is problematic. And as I'm going further into YouTube and I'm starting to explore like different things related to YouTube and also my marketing job on the side, I'm needing more storage and more capability. The thing is slow, and anytime, for like a year, anytime I record a video, anytime I want to take this footage and put it onto my iPad Pro to edit, I am forced to remove most of the apps on my iPad Pro and remove most of the footage. Any extra videos or photos, I've lost so much just to be able to get this footage onto the computer to edit it. It's just been a pain for a long time, and I've wanted to make the change for a long time, and I've been waiting, and then finally I just decided I'm just over it. So basically how I made the decision, honestly, I didn't do a lot of research, if I can be honest. What I did was I went to ChatGPT and I was like, hey, ChatGPT, this is everything. I need a new computer. I am an Apple user. I want to stick in the Apple ecosphere. This is all of the things I need the computer for. Tell me what would be best for me. So it did. And then I watched some YouTube videos on it, and then I ordered it, and now I have it. So I got the MacBook Pro. I got some of the largest storage possible, upgraded the RAM. I upgraded everything so I can have this computer for as long as possible and have it be a workhorse, and to be able to do everything and anything for me. So far so good. I've had it for a week, but this laptop cost me $5,200. The way that I justified it is that I'm using YouTube money to pay for this computer. So in June, I made $7,000 before taxes. In July, YouTube will pay me $6,700. I did charge this to the credit card because I wanted the points. On the credit card right now, I owe about $3,000. I've already paid off a chunk. So when that YouTube check comes in this month for $6,700, I will pay off the rest and then it will be paid for. So yeah, it was expensive, but I think worth it. In the long run, worth it. Let's go into July budget, what I'm making, what my bills look like, and what I'm spending. In July, I expect to make $12,681. And the way that that's broken out is my full-time job. Full-time marketing job, I'll make about $4,300. Side hustle marketing, $1,750. And then YouTube will pay me $6,700-ish dollars. My side hustle, that was paying me $400 to $500 a month to manage his social media account, I have since stepped away. I told him in, I want to say like February-ish, that I needed to not do this anymore because it's just taking up time. To me, it's not worth it. I'd much rather invest any of that extra time into YouTube than anything else. And so I gave him ample time, and I told him June would be my last month with him. And that's what we did. So July, he did not pay me, and that is totally fine, honestly, worth it. Bills in July, dry cleaning, $180. I think that that's over what I'll pay, but I allot for $80 every time, and I go like twice a month. Rent the Runway, $218. My laptop, I will pay the remaining balance on my credit card, $3,000. My car, I intend to put about $5,500 to $6,000 down on my car. So when I do that in July, I think I'll be like $5,000 off from being debt-free. And if I really want to, I can just take that $5,000 from my savings emergency fund and then just be completely debt-free. I don't think I want to do that, but I can if I want. Spending plan in July. I am allotting $40 for coffee, and so far it is not looking good. It's not looking good. It's the 12th, so I'm very late in filming this. And I've spent $21.28. Gas, I allow $150. Usually I stay within that. Groceries, I allow $600 per month. Personal care, I allow $75 per month. Pets, I'm budgeting $75. Restaurants, I budgeted $100, and I am definitely over that. I have paid, so this month I'm already over my restaurant budget. I allotted $100 in restaurants, and so far I have spent $244 because I paid for dinner out for my boyfriend and I. That was $95.97 because, like I said, he's been covering most of the bills because we've been going to his club. And then last night, my boyfriend's sister, her birthday is today, actually. She's downstairs. And so myself and my boyfriend's ex-wife took my boyfriend's sister out for drinks and dinner last night. And so myself and my boyfriend's ex, we both split the bill, and that cost me $148. And stuff I forgot about, like the randomness of anything, I allotted $100. And then the other purchase I made, I bought a pair of shoes. I bought a pair of espadrilles, but already owned these shoes, I think, for 3 years, and this summer I threw them out because they were so trashed. They were unwearable because the espadrille is cream in color and it has fabric. And so between walking around and sand and dirt in my self-tanner, it was just, they were not wearable this summer. So I just repurchased them. I love them. I wear them to death. Definitely worth the purchase. It wasn't a question. And those cost me $165. And then my savings goals, I contributed $50 to my Botox fund. $384 I contributed to my Shiz fund, which is just like the randomness fund. My car breaks, I need tires, something like my dog needs to go to the vet. I have money sitting there. And my vacation, I don't know when I'm going to take a vacation. I feel like it's going to be a long time from now. But just in case, when the time comes, I am putting a little bit of money aside, and I contributed $376 to that. I said in this, I'm going to put $5,500 to $6,000 on my car, but honestly, it might be more. I might end up doing more. We'll see. The other thing I did was I put $1,400 towards my Roth IRA. And then the last thing is that I was watching The Diary of a CEO, and he interviewed this woman who is an economist. Her name is Kathy Woods. She owns an investment firm, and I believe that they have a portfolio. They're very public about what they invest in, and they have an ETF that you can invest money in. I know nothing about this stuff, okay? I'm not an expert. I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. However, I watched this podcast of her, and I liked her. I liked her. I thought she knew what she was doing. I thought she knew what she was talking about. I liked what they were investing in. And so I just put a little bit of money into their ETF. I think I purchased 4 or 6 shares so far. So I'm not saying you should do this. Definitely not at all. I will link the podcast below because I thought it was an interesting video, but I don't know. I liked her and I was like, I'm just gonna buy a little bit just to see what happens. I don't know. And so I did that, and that cost me, what did that cost me? Purchased about $290 in her ETF stock. It's not something so large that I'll be in trouble if I lose it. I just wanted to put a little bit into it. And so that's what I did. And let's go quickly into the debt payoff planner just to see where we're at. So according to this, I will be debt free in 3 months, but I think I can be debt free in 2 months, which is freaking amazing. Like the happiness I feel. I cannot wait to make a video that says that I am debt free. I will feel so relieved and accomplished. I just can't wait. So I've so far paid off $39,000 in principal. My balance is $10,300. I paid off 79% of my debt. And so I can do this. I think I can do this in the next, month or two. We'll see. So that was what I spent in June and July and what I made in June and July. It was a pretty expensive month because of the computer, but I look at it as like I'm reinvesting in myself and in this channel. So hopefully I will see the rewards of that purchase, and also this YouTube channel paid for that computer, which is great. And also the shoes, which I don't regret because I know I love them and I've already worn them to death, and I will do the same thing going forward. So if you have any questions, leave it below. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Okay, thanks. Bye.